CQ calling all radio amateurs and listeners. This is Golf Bravo 2 Romeo Sierra, the news broadcasting service of the Radio Society of Great Britain. This broadcast comes to you from amateur radio station Golf 4 Juliet Bravo Delta in Mapleshall, Bedfordshire. Welcome and thanks for joining us. It's Sunday the 20th of April and here is the GB2RS news broadcast prepared for you by the RSGB for all radio amateurs and listeners. You can also find this news bulletin on our website at rsgb.org along with links to groups and organisations that we may mention in this broadcast. This week's news headlines. You can take advantage of our new membership benefits for 2025. The RSGB board has announced directors' liaison roles. And we've released a 1925 bulletin announcing the formation of the IARU. We'll have more on those items shortly, but first, as a new benefit for our members, we've teamed up with several museums to offer you discounted entry throughout the year when you can enjoy a 20 to 50% discount off admission fees at the following museums: Amberley Museum, Bawdsey Radar Museum, the Internal Fire Museum of Power, PK Porthcurno Museum of Global Communications, and the National Museum of Computing. So whether you're into engines, radar, transport, computers or communications, there's something just for you. And you can find out more about this offer at rsgb.org/partner-museums. Now, following our 2025 annual general meeting, which was on Saturday the 12th of April, we held a brief board meeting. The board elected Stuart Bryant, Golf 3 Yankee Sierra X-Ray, to continue as board chair, and Peter Bowyer, Golf 4 Mike Juliet Sierra, to continue as vice chair. And both will hold these roles until the 2026 annual general meeting. The board liaison roles with the RSGB committees, honorary officers and areas of RSGB strategy have also been agreed, and you can find more about these and see contact details for each board director at rsgb.org/board. World Amateur Radio Day was on Friday the 18th of April, and on that day in 1925 the International Amateur Radio Union was formed in Paris. In celebration, we've shared a T&R bulletin from 1925 with the original announcement about the IARU's formation. This unique document has been made publicly available for all radio amateurs to enjoy. To find it, go to rsgb.org/radcom, then click on the image to enter the web app and select the Radcom sample option in the header. Our website has a wealth of information for you, and the search function is useful to help you find what you're looking for. To make things as simple as possible, we've updated the contacts page on our website. So if you need to get in touch about something specific, you'll be able to find the correct contact details at a glance. We list each headquarters department with a range of services that they offer. For example, you'll see that the sales team can also help with club insurance, and membership services can also help with any issues logging into its online membership portal, and that you should send any GB2RS news items to the Radcom team. So whatever your query, the team is here to help. And if you need more local help, then please contact your regional team representatives. And to find them, head over to rsgb.org/contact, and there you'll be able to find out how to get in touch. Professor Gwyn Griffiths, Golf 3 Zulu India Lima, is a well-known member of the RSGB Propagation Studies Committee, and as well as being involved with ham radio science citizen investigation, also known as HamSci. In celebration of Citizen Science Month during April, we've shared Gwyn's HamSci presentation from the RSGB 2024 convention, and that's available on our YouTube channel. In the talk, Gwyn outlines the organisation's activities, particularly during the 2023 and 2024 eclipses. To find that, go to youtube.com/the RSGB, where you'll be able to find the talk. Now, if you'd like to find out more, you can join us for May's Tonight at 8 webinar, when Hamsci lead Nathaniel Frizzell, Whiskey 2 November Alpha Foxtrot, presents Space Weather We Can Do Together. Both Gwyn and Nathaniel recently won awards in the RSGB's 2025 AGM Trophy presentation. And you can also get involved with Hamsci's preparations for a series of meteor scatter experiments which will be taking place in August and December. To find more, you can see details at hamsci.org, and Hamsci is spelled Hotel Alpha Mike Sierra Charlie India. So go to hamsci.org/MSQP. That's Mike Sierra Quebec Papa. Now, have you ever wondered about the origins of the smart doorbell? Although a modern phenomenon, its history dates back over 100 years. And during the latest talk of the secret genius of modern life, Hannah Fry explores its origins with a device created by Leon Theremin. During the episode, radio amateur Neil, Golf 4 Delta Bravo November, recreates Leon's device. The episode will air on BBC 2 at 2000 on Wednesday the 23rd of April. And many of you will know Neil from Season 1, Episode 1 of the series, when he recreated the Great Seal Bug. And you can watch both episodes now on BBC iPlayer. And just a reminder for you to please send details of all your news and events to radcom@rsgb.org.uk. The deadline is 10 a.m. on the Thursday prior to the Sunday broadcasts each week. And now we have details of rallies and events. The Cambridge Repeater Group Rally is on Sunday the 27th of April. That's being held at Foxton Village Hall, which is on Hardman Road in Foxton, Cambridge, and the postcode is Charlie Bravo 226 Romeo November. And doors will open at 7:30 a.m. for traders and 9:30 a.m. for visitors. Entrance is £4, and that includes a car boot sale, trade stands, a bring and buy area, catering, disabled facilities, an RSGB bookstall, and a free marshalled car park. A cash and card burger van will also be there, and they'll open at 8 a.m. Now, the venue rules state that no dogs apart from assistance dogs will be allowed on the field. And to get more information about the rally, go to the rally website, which is cambridgerepeaters.net, and there you'll be able to find details and how to book. The Dartmoor Radio Rally is on Monday the 5th of May, and that's being held at the Yelverton War Memorial Hall. That's on Meavy Lane in Yelverton, Devon, and the postcode is Papa Lima 206 Alpha Lima. And at the event there's free car parking, and there'll be the usual bring and buy, trader stands and refreshments. Doors will open at 10 a.m. with admission is £3, and for more details you can contact Roger on 07854 088 882, or you can email him on 2ECHO0 Romeo Papa Hotel @gmail.com. And now we have the special event news. The Spanish National Radio Society, URE, is on the air until the 30th of April, and that's to mark the 100th anniversary of the IARU. You can find them on 160 to 6 metres with 10 different special event call signs, including Alpha Oscar 100 India Alpha Romeo uniform. Special awards are available, plus medals for the top participants from each continent with the highest number of contacts with the stations on different bands and modes. To find out more, go to ure.es, and there you'll find more details. The Portuguese National Society, REP, is also activating a number of special call signs to celebrate the centenary of the IARU, and those call signs include Charlie Romeo 1 India Alpha Romeo uniform. They'll be operating from the Azores. Also they'll have Charlie Romeo 3 India Alpha Romeo Unia from Madeira, and Charlie Romeo 5 India Alpha Romeo uniform from mainland Portugal. And they'll be active on many bands and modes, and look for them until the 24th of April. And you can find more information on their activities at tinyurl.com/Charlie Romeo 1 India Alpha Romeo uniform. The Amateur Radio Society of Moldova is also operating special event stations in honour of the IARU centenary. They'll have special call sign Echo Romeo 100 India Alpha Romeo uniform on the air until Wednesday the 30th of April, and you can find more details about that at qrz.com. And another one is the Kuwait Amateur Radio Society, who will be taking part in the IARU centennial celebrations. They'll be having special call sign 9 Kilo 100 India Alpha Romeo uniform on the air until Wednesday the 30th of April. And now we have 10 teams of radio amateurs from around the world who will be active to commemorate 80 years since Operation Manna and Operation Chowhound, which were humanitarian food drops to relieve the famine in the Netherlands behind Nazi lines, which was in late World War II. The teams will be active from the 25th to the 27th of April. They'll be operating on HF, VHF and the DMR Brandmeister talk groups, which will be unique to this event. A number of teams will also welcome visitors and will arrange activities at their particular locations. So to find details of talk groups for the event, as well as the locations, you can go to the event website, which is mana80.radio, and I'll spell that phonetically for you. It's Mike Alpha November Alpha 80.radio. Well, now we have the DX news. Aldir, Papa Yankee 1 Sierra Alpha Delta, is active again from Georgetown in Guyana. He's operating as 8 Romeo 1 Tango Mike, and he'll be active until the 26th of April. He's operating on all bands using Morse code, SSB, digital and satellite, and you can QSL via EQSL and Logbook of the World. Arno, Delta Kilo 1 Hotel Victor, is active from Greenland as Oscar X-Ray / Delta Kilo 1 Victor Kilo, and he'll be active until Sunday the 27th of April. He's operating on the 160 to 10 meter bands, mainly on SSB, using wire antennas with 100 watts of power. You can QSL via his home call sign, which is Delta Kilo 1 Hotel Victor. And finally, we have news of Dom, 3 Delta 2 Uniform Sierra Uniform, who is again active as 3 Delta 2 Alpha Juliet Tango from Nadi in the Fiji Islands, and he'll be active until the end of April. The call sign is in memory of Juliet Hotel 1 Alpha Juliet Tango, now sadly silent key. You can QSL via Club Logs OQRS and Logbook of the World. And now we have the contest news. On Tuesday the 22nd of April, the SHF UK Activity Contest will run from 18:30 to 21:30 UTC. Using all modes on the 2.3 to 10 GHz bands, the exchange is signal report, serial number and locator. On Thursday the 24th of April, the 80 metre Club Championship will run from 1900 to 20:30 UTC. Using PSK 63 and RTTY, the exchange is your signal report and serial number. The UK and Ireland DX Morse contest starts at 1200 UTC on Saturday the 26th of April and ends at 1200 UTC on Sunday the 27th of April. Using Morse code on the 80 to 10 metre bands where contests are allowed, the exchange is signal report and serial number. and UK and Ireland stations will also send their district code. The Polish DX RTTY contest starts at 1200 UTC on Saturday the 26th of April and ends at 1200 UTC on Sunday the 27th of April. Using RTTY on the 80 to 10 metre bands where contests are allowed, the exchange is signal report and serial number, and Polish stations will also send their province code. And now we have the HF radio propagation report. This was compiled by Golf 0 Kilo Yankee Alpha, Golf 3 Yankee Lima Alpha and Golf 4 Bravo Alpha Oscar on Thursday the 17th of April. Well, last week saw increased KP index numbers and severe geomagnetic storms peaking at G4. These drove down the maximum usable frequencies and disrupted DX contacts, especially on the HF bands, or on the higher HF bands. The solar wind speed rose from 380 km per second to around 500 km per second on the 15th, and plasma density rose as well. Subsequently, the KP index peaked at 7.67 on Wednesday the 16th, which caused visible aurora alerts in the UK. This was due to a pair of coronal mass ejections that left the Sun on Sunday the 13th of April, and we had 22 M-class solar flares over 4 days, so a coronal mass event or coronal mass ejection event was inevitable. Unsettled geomagnetic conditions are a feature of a declining solar cycle, so we could unfortunately be in for many more. According to PropQuest, maximum usable frequencies over 3,000 kilometers fell below 18 MHz for long periods on Wednesday the 16th, before climbing back to around 21 MHz at the end of the day. Meanwhile, the solar flux index fell from 170 on Friday the 11th of April to 148 on Wednesday the 16th of April. Next week, NOAA predicts that the solar flux index will start the week around 145, but could rise to 165 as the week progresses. Unsettled geomagnetic conditions are forecast for the 22nd to the 24th of April, with a maximum KP index expected as 4. Now, as always, keep an eye on solarham.com for daily updates, but more importantly, get on the air, and there you'll get a much more effective guide as to what's happening on HF propagation. And now we move across to the VHF and up propagation news, which was compiled by Golf 3 Yankee Lima Alpha and Golf 4 Bravo Alpha Oscar. The current period of unsettled weather looks likely to continue into the coming week, with periods of rain or showers and some intervening drier spells. These drier interludes are not really dominated by high pressure, just gaps between the weather periods, so it's unlikely to produce much significant tropospheric ducting. There may be some rain scatter, although it won't be very reliable, but the prospects for meteor scatter are more promising, with the peak of the Lyrids due on Tuesday the 22nd of April. And it's worth checking up on procedures for meteor scatter working if you've not done it before or not done it recently, and you may find this an interesting part of the hobby. So do have a look up meteor scatter techniques. The prospects for aurora continue to be raised by what seems like a daily supply of auroral alerts. You should continue to monitor the KP index for values above 5, and early signs of aurora include fluttery signals on the LF and HF bands, which might suggest that it's worth looking on the VHF bands for auroral activity. Now, as we move towards the new season, it's good to get into the habit of looking for sporadic E. The PropQuest website, which is www.propquest.co.uk, shows several useful components for analysing the sporadic E prospects. If you look at the position of the jet streams, which are shown on the sporadic E blog tab, these can produce favourable conditions geographically to give a hint of the right direction in which to listen. And the opening season typically favours 10 metres or 6 metres. For moon bounce operators, EME path losses are falling towards perigee, which is on Sunday the 27th of April. Last Friday, the 18th of April, saw minimum moon declination, so moon windows will lengthen along with peak elevation. 144 MHz sky noise starts this week very high, but decreases to low as the week progresses. And that's all from the propagation team this week. Well, that's all for this week's GB2RS news broadcast, which was brought to you by Graham, Golf 4 Juliet Bravo Delta in Meppershall, Bedfordshire. The news was compiled for you by the Radio Society of Great Britain, who represent amateur radio and radio amateurs in the UK and abroad. Now, if you have a news item that you'd like to share, then please email it to us as far in advance as possible, and we'll be happy to include it for you free of charge in the GB2RS news broadcast, Radcom magazine, and the RSGB website. Send it to the editorial team. Their email address is radcom@rsgb.org.uk. And if your news items are time sensitive, then please do send them to us by 10 a.m. on the Thursday prior to the news broadcasts. The RSGB retains copyright over all material transmitted, and you can find information about amateur radio on our website, rsgb.org. You can also download the full schedule of GB2RS broadcasts from rsgb.org/GB2RS schedule. Well, we wish you 7-3 from the GB2RS news team. We hope you have a lovely Sunday and a great week ahead, and a very happy Easter to you all. This is Graham, Golf 4 Juliet Bravo Delta in Meppershall, Bedfordshire, now listening for any calls or reports.